my channel, Fixing It Up with Sandra. And in case you're new here, I'm Sandra. Today we're gonna keep on moving with that Christmas theme. I just got done filming a tutorial that I just absolutely was so excited about that we're just gonna keep on rolling. I am really enjoying this. So we are gonna do a tutorial. It's gonna be similar to one that actually kind of started this whole thing. I did a wreath with wine corks way back when, and I say way back when, I did it last year, or I did it during COVID, during 2020, and I did it really with zero effort. Like, as for the tutorial, I didn't think anybody would ever watch it, and you guys did. So I know the audio was horrific. I know all of it was so bad because I really didn't know what I was doing and didn't really do it for you guys, even though I did put it on YouTube, but I just did it for my own sanity, I guess you can say. So this tutorial is going to be much better. It is going to be Christmas themed, and thank you to my friend who suggested that I redo the video, and I was like, I definitely am, but I wanted to wait till Christmas, or Christmas in July, should I say, to redo this so it has a little bit of a different feel, although you can do this basically for any time of the year, but we are going to be adding Christmas embellishments, so I'm super excited to get started. All that I need to do is just push the camera back, bring it down a little, and I'm going to show you what we're working with. All right, so I did see this type of wreath done, but with bells. If you've already watched my other tutorial, you know that I did bells with that wreath. So I was like, you know what? Why don't we do pom-poms? You can get these at the dollar store. And we're gonna kind of tuck them in between the wine corks. So I have two different styles. They're like right here. And I like these little tiny ones right there. So we might kind of squish them in between our wine corks. And I wanna show you the wreath frame that we're gonna be working with. We're gonna be working with this styrofoam hard wreath frame that I got at the Dollar Tree. This is a floral foam, so you can definitely use it for flowers, but we are going to be gluing wine corks onto this, okay? And you cannot make this without wine corks, all right? Now, this is the thing. I don't drink. However, when I made that original wine cork wreath, I worked at a brewery. We served a lot of wine. I had all of the servers and of course myself, we were collecting wine corks, and then I just asked everybody, I'm like, hey, can you save me wine corks? And then a friend knows someone who has a winery. Of course, I live in Northern California. It's wine country where I'm at. And so there was a winery that created these corks, but they weren't right. I don't know why, but they weren't right. And so they gave her a bunch of wine corks, and then she then passed that beautiful gift on to me. So we're gonna be using a lot of that. But yes, I think you can order wine corks on Amazon. You can ask, like, if you have somebody in the restaurant industry, just, hey, can you start saving me some wine corks? But I have a drawer full, which I think should be plenty. I know I used a lot of wine corks when I did the other one, but yeah. We're gonna see how many. I'm not gonna count, but I'm just saying, we're gonna use a lot. So the way that I get started is that I do have my glue gun right here. And we're just gonna start on the outer edge. You're just gonna lay your wreath flat like this, and we're just gonna start gluing all the way around. This is, I don't wanna say tedious, but this does take time. This is, you know, just the same thing happening over and over and over again. So there's nothing super special about like making this. It's more or less, you know, just like getting them on here, making sure they're really glued. And, you know, I just remember a lot of the things from when I originally, oops, that goes my cord. I have a very short cord for my glue gun, and it is attached to my camera. See, not everything's perfect when you put it on the internet. Anyways, so Let's get this back down just a little bit. So I did learn that this is gonna take an incredible amount of glue. And yes, you know, you might have some fall off during the process. I don't know how else to, you know, fix that issue. I just use a ridiculous amount of glue. And this is one that you can just kind of like throw something on your phone, listen to a podcast as you're doing it, because this is all you do. And truth be told, I don't know if I'm going to chat with you the entire time that I'm doing this, just because I don't know if I have that much to say for like, I don't even know how long this is gonna take, like an hour straight. But I'm sure that I could, but I think I might, just for the video's sake, speed this up just a hair. So what I'm gonna do is just go flat all the way around, and then we're gonna build our second layer. So as you saw, I went around, and I'm gonna give you another closer look. The glue is still drying, so I wanna be very careful. That's how it looks. I just glued this one side. I will go over the back at the very end, and I'm gonna glue everything in the little nooks and crannies, but this is what we have so far. And I did count, so we have 18 whole wine corks, and then like a partial one. As you saw, like I used my little cutting board that I got from the Dollar Tree, an X-Acto knife. Please be very careful, or you can use a kitchen knife. So now we're gonna build our second layer. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the wine corks and go like, okay, so see how this is right there with the gap? So we're gonna put this right on top. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of alternate, you know, the wine corks, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a whole nother section just like that. Okay, so we just completed the second row. I'm not going to lift this just yet, but what I'm gonna do is that I have my one glue gun that is extremely hot, and this has Gorilla glue in it. So this little gnat's about to lose his life. Okay, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just go over all the cracks in here and really try to make sure that every cork is adhered to this. And this glue gun is so dang hot, I don't dare get any of it on my bare skin. It's smoking hot, literally smoking. And then this will hopefully help keep every single cork in here from ever falling off. This wine cork is not weatherproof. I mean, it possibly could be, but I'm not going to recommend it. Simply because, you know, how much glue that I'm already putting on here just to get this to stay on in normal conditions, or I say normal, but, you know, indoor conditions. You know, I don't want it to, I have a fan on and the glue keeps stringing out. I know it always does that, but with the fan, it just seems to be worse. So again, so we have our 2 rows. Now we're gonna build another row. Let's see how many we have on here. 1, 2. So we have 17 and then a partial cork right there. Okay, so now we're gonna do this again. And then once we build each row up, we're gonna start, turning our corks to kind of give it a little bit of a texture, like, you know, really cute texture design on it. But right now we're just gonna continue on and do this another round. All right, guys, as you can see, 3rd row is done. Again, I'm gonna go through over this, and I'm actually gonna do this on the inside and kind of get the glue in there. Might have to stand up for this one. Alrighty. I'm gonna let that go in here. And then we're gonna work on our inside circle. Let me just let that do its thing for a second. Oop, I forgot a little spot. All right, this is still a very delicate wreath right now until all of this glue is, I give it like a good 24 hours to really harden up. Granted, you don't have to wait that long, but that's just kind of like my deal. It just gives me that peace of mind. Okay, there we go. We're gonna let that just sit here. And on this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 15 in that row. Now I am using different wine corks that I have from different wineries around here, but generally, I mean, most of the corks are about the same size. You might have to, you know, trim a couple here and there, but for the most part, that's how it works. So now we're gonna do the inside. We're gonna do inside this circle. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna lay, you know, our corks like we did on the outside. And when you're doing this, sometimes it's, well, I like to make sure that the name of the winery is showing. Just, I don't know why, it's, you know, in case anybody looks and wants to know, like, oh, what winery are you using? I just like to do that. It's fun. Especially when I did that one that if you watched it, my original video, that was done with mostly wine corks that I had collected from where I had worked. And that was a bunch of local wineries. So I wanted to make sure that every single name showed, because I just thought it was cool. All right. And then we're gonna build our row right here. And the reason why I do the inside now is because if you build this row, then it's kind of hard to get that inside row just because it's harder to see, it's harder to access. So I just like to go ahead and do this before we do the other piece or the other row. So, all right, this didn't take as long as I remembered, which is awesome. It's definitely still as fun. And you know, even if like you didn't want the look of all of the wineries, I bet you could spray paint this. Now, I know that corks, you know, they're kind of porous, I believe. Like, so when you go to spray paint, I would have to double check, like, do you have to primer this first or whatnot? But that would be cool, like if you just didn't want this kind of a look, but you wanted corks, if you could spray paint it. I wonder. Somebody let me know in the comments. Can you just spray paint a cork without priming? All right, let's see. I have one left, which, look at that. I'm not even have to cut that. Incredible. I'm just gonna lay it in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this. So now that I have that glued, and these little stringies are driving me crazy. Oh my gosh, they're like everywhere. And so now that that center row is in there, again, I'm gonna go over this with this glue stick or glue gun. And as you can see, it does take a lot of glue. But it'll be so worth it in the end, especially if you have a friend who drinks wine or just is a wine lover or likes this kind of look. They're totally gonna love this. And again, you never know. Sometimes, like I said, I happen to live in, like, I don't live, Napa is not just the only wine country, you guys. Lake County is definitely full of wineries, delicious award-winning wineries. Check it out. And so we have a ton of places to get wine corks from. So you never know, you might be able to call up, like if you are familiar with the winery, maybe call them up and see if they have any like corks that they're not able to use, or maybe they can sell you. You never know. So with the inside, I'm gonna lay it on the cross, you know, like in the, like right there. See where there's like, that's where the two meet. So I'm gonna lay this one right on top. See how much easier it is. Now, there is still a gap right here. There is. We are going to fix that. I'm really excited about doing this again. I hope this video is definitely much easier to follow than my other one. And I truthfully have not watched that wine cork video. I might have to, just to see like what information I'm giving you guys, because I was truly just trying to like survive at that point. I had lost, you know, I mean, obviously so many of us lost our jobs. I lost my income. Everything was just so crazy, as it was with everyone else. But you know, that was the headspace that I was in when I created that tutorial. So I'm kind of curious to like what I was saying and doing, and truly like, how was the audio? Because that was like the furthest thing from my mind. So, oh my goodness. But it feels good to be creating this one again with Christmas in July in mind. So we're gonna be tucking some of these cute little pom-poms, that's what they are, into the cracks and crevices to just make this super festive. I do have a wine ribbon that I'm like, should I, shouldn't I? I'm still like totally on the fence, but I don't know if I'm gonna add that to this because I really wanna stay this as a Christmas themed wreath. But you can most definitely, for those who didn't see my other tutorial, check it out. I put grapes on this, grapes and I think leaves, and I'm not sure what else. Like I said, I'll have to look. think like maybe like a purple ribbon. So I might just go ahead and stay with my red bow. Let's see though. Nope. There's just like hair off of it. And I hope you guys are enjoying the Christmas in July videos because I am having a blast making them. I feel like with Christmas, there's just never-ending crafts, and I'm, you know, with any holiday as well, but Christmas is like, yeah. Even though it is a crisp 80 degrees in here now, I'm still like, it's okay. We can still do this. All right, there we go. All right, got that little sucker in there. And again, oh, I need more. Wow, that really fast with that other glue. And I'm gonna grab a couple more glue sticks. All right. And now we're gonna top this one off. Ooh, that's really warm. So just again, in the cracks and crevices. I don't know if you can see, but this glue gun is smoking. Not the glue gun, but the glue when it comes out. That's just how freaking hot this is. All right, and then we're gonna do that next row, and we're just about done, guys. I love that. All right. Okay, there we go. Now I'm just gonna let this cool for just a second, just because there's so much glue on. I'm gonna let this kind of cool for a second, and we're gonna come back and do this final row. All right, we got our, it's starting to set. I can see, you know, I can start to see the glue drying. So we're gonna go ahead and start our final row. This does not mean that we're finished. We're just gonna do our final row. And again, we're going to put it on where, I don't want to lift this just yet because it's not officially 100% dry, but we're gonna, where the wine corks are, you know, touch, we're gonna put that right there. All right, so now, put this, and let's see, I want it to still stick, but it's kind of hard now because it's kind of like the wine corks are kind of touching, you know, just like on the corners because of the way it's elevated, or, you know, sitting on top of each other. So, you know, you'll know how, you'll know where to glue this. So, all right. And then after we get this final layer on, that's when we're going to kind of take these and just like kind of crisscross them. It'll be so cute. It would be cute, now that I'm thinking about it, this would be cute, like if you could just paint some. I bet you could. Like take just like acrylic paint and then just like paint a couple, darn it. Okay, so what I would do if I were you, I would paint a couple of these red and green, or whatever Christmas color you'd like, and then, you know, kind of place them, you know, sporadically throughout your wreath. That would be so cute. Super, super cute if you were able to paint some of these that color. Oh my gosh, I wish I would have thought of that prior to doing this, but you guys can do that. All right. How cute would that be? Like if like that was a green one or that was a red one, that would be awesome. All right. I'm so excited. We are on the final leg of this craft. I'd give anything if I could just craft all day long. I'm sure like most of you guys, I'm not gonna say everyone, but I'm sure a lot of people could just sit and craft all day long. As long as you have some like comfy shoes. I want to kind of change up Okay, there we go. Alrighty, just a couple more. And of course, you can decorate this any old way. It's super cute. I forget. I think I like randomly saw that one with bells on it. I think on Pinterest. I'm not sure, but let me just say it is super cute if you were to complete this wreath doing bells. Oh, I already have pre-cut ones. No. But like I said, I did bells with my previous one, so I'm not going to do that. But if you wanted to put bells on this instead of the pom-poms, it's going to look super cute. Perfect. All right. Oh my gosh, how awesome. I'm like, oh, it is time to test out this wreath. Please don't fall apart on me. Okay, but y'all need to see this. Let me stand up for this. Okay, I don't want it. Okay, there is the wreath. Look at how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 rows on this wreath form. That's how it looks underneath. Okay. I don't do the back, but this is it. I cannot tell you how oddly satisfying this is to have this in the I'm just gonna kind of do it a little slower so you guys can see. Perfect. How it's like perfectly like in the rows and all that. I'm such like an I almost said organization and organized at the same time. I'm such an organized, like I like, structure, all that stuff. So this is very satisfying to me that they're all like in perfect order. I'm gonna kind of try to tuck some glue into these crevices, but not like be overly gaudy because you will see this glue in here. But I want it to be held together very nicely without, ruining the look by seeing the glue. So I'm really trying to just get it into those nooks and crannies. All right, sorry for the concentration, quietness. I'm just really trying to like pay attention to this, just get it in all the right spots. All right, so there's that. Now, what I like to do to not, to kind of like not make it so beehive looking, and because I just said that, you could probably keep on going and build a cute little beehive. That might be the next craft. But what I like to do is take the wine corks. I wish I really had an overhead view camera. And we're gonna kind of crisscross them in no particular like shape or pattern or anything like that. Just kind of crisscross them just to kind of break up the, so uniformed look. Once we do that, then we're going to, and I'm still going to kind of like, add a little glue here and there. People are going to know that this is being glued together, so you don't have to, I wouldn't stress too much on the glue look, but just try to keep it as discreet and neat as possible. Use my chin to get that in there. All right. This just makes it look more playful, in my opinion. I don't like that cork. That one's not gonna make the cut. And then once we do this, we're gonna go ahead and start tucking the pom-poms in the little crevices and whatnot. Okay, sometimes you're probably gonna have to wait. The glue's super warm. Too dry. There. I'm trying to keep this stringy free, but this cork is just not ready to stay in place. Go get that stubborn cork every now and then. And it's totally up to you with like how many you want to like, you know, crisscross on here. There's no like specific amount that I do. I just do it until it like looks good. Look at this. Ugh. It's like having hair on you. It's so annoying. Okay. But yeah, just, you know, do it to what makes you happy. You can do as little or as much as you want. There we go. Now, I really don't go back over this with my bigger glue gun just because, again, I'm trying to keep the outer portion of this pretty clean of big gobs of glue, you know, look, I guess you can say. But you never know. I might go back over it. So now I think we're going to go ahead and maybe start adding some pom-poms, and then, you know, in between then adding the corks. And I do have just plain ones, and then I have sparkle ones, and there is white in here. So I have, it looks like there's 3 different sizes. So we're just going to kind of play around with them and see how it looks. These should have no problem sticking to the wine corks. And again, get creative with it. Do as much or as little as you want. I'm gonna stand up for this one. This is gonna be fun. This is my favorite part, adding doodads to stuff. I'm like, let's make it gaudy. These are, instead of grapes, we're gonna add fluff. And you know what? I actually think I'm gonna get a Christmas ribbon out, because somebody might look at this and go, oh, those are Italy's colors, green, white, and red. That is for, like, that's an Italian wine wreath. So instead of just using a plain ribbon, I'm actually going to do a Christmas ribbon. So I was just thinking about it. I'm like, will somebody like misinterpret what this super adorable wreath is? All right, we're just going to add in another cork. Just going to hold that for just a moment. I'm already loving how it looks now that I've stood up and seen it from a different angle. I'm like, okay, I'm liking this. This is definitely cute. All right. Get these cute little green ones tucked in here. Now let's go a little bigger with the red. All right, and the green. All right, one moment. Double checking to make sure that this is all in fact sticking together. All right, so now we're going to continue. All right. I'm loving how this looks. And these are so cute to just tuck in any old space. Put a little green one in here. Grab another one of these. Just go on this side. I think that's about it when it comes to the, you know, wine corks that are kind of, you know, out of, I guess you can say out of place. So now we're just going to do a couple of more. Actually, I haven't used any of these. And you can use these to kind of like hide some of the glue spots that aren't your favorite. There's a couple of glue spots that I'm like, okay, that was hot. Like, all right, not fun. Get all this glue off my finger. If I was asleep before that, I'm awake now. Okay, there we go. Now let's get it on there. And I will pick this up. Oh, I didn't even notice that it fell like that. All right, I think it has enough cutesy stuff on it. I think I'm gonna call it, and let me get some Christmas ribbon so we can make this look super cute. And that's it. I know I can't stop putting these little things on there. It's so addicting. I'm like, oh, but here's a spot for one, and there's a spot for one. It's just so much fun. All right, let me go grab some Christmas ribbon and we'll get this bow made. All right, y'all, so I got some Christmas ribbon, and this in fact says Merry Christmas, so there's no confusing what kind of wreath this is. This I got from the Dollar Tree, and this one I got from Big Lots, and this is just gonna be like a little bit of an accent. So we're gonna use the Bodabra, and let's see, how long do I want my tails to be? We're gonna go right here. So let's see, that's how long I want them to be. And we're gonna cut the ends to be there we go. I already have my wire inside my Bodabra right there. So we're gonna put this down. Now, here's what I wanna do with, just make sure that they're even. Nope, a little bit over. There we go. Now it's even. I wanna put this behind the, this one right here. So I'm gonna do 4 small pieces of this ribbon. And I'll show you what I mean. Oh, let me just turn this off and get this out of the way. couldn't think of how to turn that off. So I'm just gonna cut this. Now I don't want tails on this one. I just want it to be just a little bit of a backdrop. So we'll do that. So we'll do it a little bit larger than this is gonna be. Do a twist. All right. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna go one more time with the same length. Okay. I absolutely love having the bow dabber because it's like having an extra set of fingers. It's so awesome. You can get them on Amazon. I see them in craft stores, whatnot. Okay, so that's where I'm gonna cut it. And then we're just gonna add one loop of this, but smaller than this. I wanna make sure, because this has got print on it, that it's in fact the right way. Okay. All right. There we go. Aw. So now, this is a tricky one. So I had to, okay. Because this has got writing on it, it's only printed on one side. You know, you kind of run into that, like, how can I get it to say Merry Christmas on both sides? So I'm actually gonna have to tuck this like this. All right, there we go. Instead of flipping it, because if I flipped it, this side would be upside down, and that's not what I want. So I'm just tucking it. And I wanna make sure that the bow is even on both sides. Perfect. Now I'm going to take my wire that I already had laid in here and do this oh so carefully. And so then my bow currently looks like this, but this is going to spread out to the 4 different ways. And then I'll have the Merry Christmas in the middle. Ah, I swear this glue is everywhere. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and tie this off. Now with this kind of wreath, you really can't, I mean, you can put, like, wrap the wire all the way around the wreath, but just because I don't want it, just for aesthetics, I'm just gonna glue this on. So I'm just gonna get this like really nice and tight on here. That. Okay. Now, let me just move that out of the way. So here's what we have. Now, oh, there we go. Get this all twisted right before I put it on there, because like I said, I don't want to really manhandle that wreath because I just don't want it to break apart by any means, but I feel because I've got enough glue on there that it should be fine, but you never know. Okay. This is what I was going for. That's what I wanted. Oh, and I want to make my tails fancy, so I'm going to do a little bit of a duck tail. that. There. And let's find the perfect placement. It's kind of a big bow. Like, wow, that's a big bow. Like, can I make it smaller somehow without having to undo everything? Nope. I like big bows and I cannot lie. We're just gonna leave it. That's what we're gonna do. It's got character. Okay. Now, we're gonna put it right there. Got a spot. Give it all kinds of glue. Just gonna leave it like that for a minute. All right. This is it. This is it. I see that all the glue has pretty much hardened. Yeah, I think I might put like one of these little, oh, that'd be so cute. I'll do the red sparkly one. I don't know, red or green? Red or green, red or green? Green, okay, green it is. We're gonna do a green sparkle in the center. I'll make sure that that is on there good. Do some little bit of readjusting. All right. I think it's just about dried. That's the only thing, like, wait, with the glue gun, you just have to be super patient for it to dry. All right. There she is. Like I said, it's a big bow. It's a big bow. But it looks cute. We can always change it out. It is the Christmas wine cork wreath. That was a mouthful. All right. Now, oh, it didn't even, oh no. I spoke too soon. Okay. Trying to make sure that it stays on there nice and perfect. And it's warm in here too, so this is just taking a little bit longer for it to, it's creeping up there in heat. Okay. There we go. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. I'm just gonna do this. This is our wine cork Christmas wreath. How adorable is that? I will probably put some more glue. I'm gonna let everything, like I said, sit for 24 hours, and then I'll see how it all handles, and then I will determine if I'm gonna put some more glue. Most likely I will. But yeah, this is it. How cute is that? It's got the little, you know, doodads, pom-poms all around. I just love it. And see how this kind of gives it a little bit of oomph when you start, you know, crisscrossing the wine corks. I loved it. Our second Christmas of July wreath. I'm so proud of it. Big bow or not. All right, here is the wine cork wreath hanging on the wall. The bow is big, but it is not overwhelming because you can see, in my opinion, you can still see all of the wine corks, all of the little cute pieces of pom-pom that we have in there. I love this. It's so cute. Look at that. Love it. All right, guys, that is it for the wine cork Christmas wreath tutorial. Our second wreath for Christmas in July, and I'm super excited to keep this up because, like I said, Christmas is my favorite time of year, so I'm so excited to be doing these crafts with you. we will definitely be doing more than reads because, oh my gosh, there's so much to show you. If you like this video, if you're like really loving Christmas in July, please give it a thumbs up. If you can, subscribe to my channel. It's completely free. It just shows me that you're liking the content that I'm doing overall. Like I'm doing a good job. That's the way you can give me an A+. Of course, if you like a little bit more stuff, a little bit more behind the scenes kind of action, you can join my membership. It's $4.99 a month. You get perks. You get special emojis during chats. You get tutorials days earlier than everyone else. Behind the scenes stuff, it's really fun. I'm still working on it, so we're just gonna keep getting bigger and better with the membership. So be a part of the journey. And of course, share this video with everyone. Christmas in July is so much fun, and I'm sure people are like, okay, now what? Now what do we do? You can do this, that right there, this right there. So anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me with this tutorial. I hope you guys found it fun, informative, easy, creative, it's something that you're gonna wanna do yourself. So anyways, have a great week, and I will see you guys again in my next tutorial.